In recent years, Tesla has remained a symbol of technological superiority, a company that did not just make electric cars, but essentially shaped the industry itself, setting standards for design, efficiency, software, and autonomous driving. However, right now, more and more analysts are beginning to say that the golden era of Tesla's unquestioned dominance is coming to an end. Sales are slowing, margins are shrinking, price wars with Chinese manufacturers like BYD, NIO, and Xiaomi Auto are squeezing profits, and the Cybertruck, on which Elon Musk placed an enormous bet as a symbol of a new era, has failed to meet expectations in terms of volume, cost, and mass market perception. Bloomberg, Financial Times, and Reuters are cautiously but increasingly writing about this, noting that for the first time in many years, Tesla has found itself in the position of a challenger rather than an undisputed leader. Chinese electric cars are no longer seen as a cheap alternative. They offer comparable characteristics, better batteries relative to price, and an aggressive pace of updates. And at the very moment when it seems Tesla has begun to lose momentum, a strange information vacuum is forming around the company, which, according to some insiders, may be a sign of preparation for the largest technological leap in the brand's history. Several former and current Tesla engineers, speaking anonymously to the Information and Semi-Analysis, hinted that in 2025 the company conducted closed tests of a new battery architecture, the results of which exceeded management's expectations. And it was after this that the tone of internal discussions about future models changed sharply, including an unexpected pause in updating the Model S and Model X. Formally, Tesla continues to talk about the development of 4,680 cells, optimization of lithium-ion chemistry, and cost reduction. But behind the scenes, according to sources, work is being carried out in parallel on what is referred to inside the company as the next level of energy storage, and more signs indicate that this is about solid-state batteries. Officially, Tesla has never confirmed the development of such batteries. Moreover, Musk himself in past years spoke skeptically about the timing of their commercial readiness. But this very skepticism, analysts at Morgan Stanley believe, may be part of a strategy of disinformation so as not to raise market expectations prematurely. In mid-2025, several Tesla employees suddenly began talking about 2026 as a year of surprises, and one of the leading engineers of the battery division in a private speech at a closed event in California allegedly said a phrase that later spread through small investor chats. "We finally solved what was considered unsolvable." From that moment, rumors began circulating in the industry that Tesla had managed to achieve stable operation of a solid-state battery prototype, suitable not only for laboratory tests but also for scaling. Solid-state batteries have long been considered the holy grail of the electric vehicle industry because they differ radically from conventional lithium-ion batteries. Instead of a liquid electrolyte, a solid one is used, which makes it possible to significantly increase energy density, reduce fire risk, and extend service life. According to MIT Energy Initiative estimates, such batteries are theoretically capable of providing an energy density sufficient for an electric car to travel more than 1,000 to 1,200 kilometers on a single charge without increasing the mass of the battery pack. This indicator may become a point of no return for the entire automotive industry because the main psychological barrier of electric vehicles, fear of long-distance travel, will disappear completely. If today even the most advanced electric cars are perceived as a compromise for travel, then a car with a real range of 1,100 to 1,200 kilometers and fast charging changes the rules of the game completely. According to Nikkei Asia, Japanese and Chinese automakers really do plan to introduce solid-state batteries closer to the end of the decade, but it is Tesla, if the leaks are to be believed, that may try to leap over this time gap and present a limited series as early as 2026, possibly in the form of a flagship model or an entirely new vehicle. Some sources link this to the fact that Tesla has been actively investing in startups connected with ceramic electrolytes and hybrid solid-state structures without publicly disclosing these deals directly. If these rumors are confirmed, then this is not just about a new battery, but about a technological weapon capable of collapsing the market. A Tesla electric car with a solid-state battery, a range of more than 1,000 kilometers, fast charging, and a reduced risk of degradation could make gasoline cars economically meaningless for most consumers, especially in Europe and China, where regulatory pressure on ICE is increasing. Moreover, such a breakthrough would instantly devalue current competitor developments because no mass manufacturer is yet ready to offer a comparable combination of characteristics in the next 2 years. That is why some media call these rumors fake, claiming that Tesla physically cannot overtake Toyota and Kia TL in this race. However, the history of Elon Musk's company has already shown more than once that the most radical leaps happened precisely when most experts considered them impossible. SpaceX was also called a risky venture until reusable rockets became the new norm, and Tesla has already once turned the market upside down, forcing the whole world to recognize electric cars as the future. If in 2026 the company really does present a production or quasi-production model with a solid-state battery, this will become not just the return of leadership, but a moment when the entire industry will be forced to play by Tesla's rules once again. Investors understand this, and that is why despite falling sales and criticism, major funds are in no hurry to write Tesla off, but instead closely monitor every hint, every leak, and every strange silence from the company. Because if Elon Musk really does have this card up his sleeve, then the world of electric vehicles stands not on the verge of evolution, but of a new revolution that may change not only the market, but the very idea of what the car of the future should be. And at exactly this moment, it becomes especially important to understand what will happen next if this technology really goes beyond laboratories and behind-the-scenes presentations. According to sources close to Tesla's supply chain, the company as early as 2025 quietly began restructuring contracts with a number of equipment manufacturers, focusing not on the classic lithium-ion architecture, but on a completely different logic of battery module assembly, which indirectly confirms preparations for radical changes. Some Barclays analysts note that such sharp moves in supply chains are never made just in case. They are too expensive and risky, and usually mean that a strategic decision inside the company has already been made. If Tesla really succeeds in bringing solid-state batteries to serial readiness, the consequences will be colossal, not only for the EV market but for the entire energy sector as a whole. The electric car will cease to be just an alternative to a gasoline vehicle and will turn into a universal means of transport without compromises, which means that oil demand in the passenger car segment may begin to decline faster than even the most aggressive energy transition scenarios predict. Moreover, such a battery could open the way to completely new vehicle form factors, lighter, thinner, safer, with a different weight distribution and completely different dynamics. And that is why, according to sources in Silicon Valley investment circles, 2026 inside Tesla is already being called the year of myth reboot, a moment when the company must remind the world why it once changed everything. If this scenario comes true, Tesla will not simply regain its leadership, it will once again force competitors to play catch-up, and the entire market, from automakers to oil giants, will be compelled to urgently reconsider their long-term strategies, because after such a breakthrough, there will be no road back.